Usman beats Buckley in a 5-round unanimous decision last night. Good fight, good performance by Usman. Happy for him that he's won and he's back on to winning and hopefully goes on to get a title fight soon. I've been making a few videos recently about low IQ UFC level fighters. Now Buckley just falls into that. He's just another one. Yesterday was a terrible performance by him because I don't know what he was doing in training, because he couldn't defend hardly any of Usman's takedowns up until round 5, and he just had a horrible game plan. Like his coach told him go into a bladed stance, and from there I thought maybe he'll start throwing some oblique kicks, because obviously we all know that Usman hasn't got the best knees, so you would target him because he's half disabled almost, you know what I mean? He could barely put any weight on that, and he didn't throw hardly any leg kicks at all. Like if you look at it here, you can see how like the percentages of where all the shots are landed. But if you just look at the percentages of strikes that he threw to the leg, he only threw 3. There was only 3 kicks that he threw to the leg, and I only really remember one of them because he was in that bladed stance like I was saying, and he threw an oblique kick, and Usman buckled. You could tell it was uncomfortable for him. Like he wasn't able to put much weight on it. But Buckley just never seemed to do that, because if he was to do that throughout the entire fight, I guarantee Usman will find it so much more difficult, or he wouldn't want to close the distance. He was just not throwing leg kicks at all. Forget the oblique kick. He wasn't throwing anything to the calf, nothing to the thigh. He was just swinging for his head. Now, I don't get what kind of performance. Like, what was he doing in training? Like, it looked like he wasn't even training to defend the takedowns. He looked absolutely amateur in the grappling. Like he was getting taken down at will. And I know Usman is a world-class wrestler, but the way he was shooting in from halfway across the octagon, and he was getting Buckley down. Addressed a few times he shot in from so far, it gives you time to put your underhooks in, lift him up, or just stuff his head or something. But he was just getting taken down. It's like he wanted to fight on the ground, and then on the ground he just didn't have the skill to get back up. Like he wasn't scrambling out of it. He just laid there and hoped for the best. Round 1 to 4, Usman got a late takedown and he ended up on top all 4 of them rounds. And then round 5 was when it's like he just woke up. Now he's gonna defend the takedowns, and now he's gonna start landing some decent shots. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't, like, where was it for the 4 rounds? I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Like what did these fighters do in training? Like what are they trying to prove? He's 31 years old. He's not getting any younger. 31 is pretty young for today's fighters. But it's like at 31 you should have like a decent base already. Like, and if you can grapple, if your grappling is that poor, then how far do you expect to go? Because there's a few good decent grapplers in your division. Now from this, I think he will bounce back. He will improve a lot in his next fight, but I just don't feel like it'll be enough. Like he just showed his levels, and Usman didn't look too good, to be honest. He was getting the takedowns, which I was saying someone who had basic takedown defense would probably defend them. He would probably only have like 1 or 2 takedowns the entire fight, and Usman wasn't just constantly shooting in. He was shooting in towards the end of the rounds just to hold him down. And in the 5th round, he did throw a few, which he got no success from. But he didn't look too good, especially on the feet, because his defense looked horrible. Honestly, like Buckley was catching him as he was coming in, like, and Usman looked pretty old and just like stiff. Buckley would throw a few shots and he would just kind of stand there and just take them. But one thing Usman was doing pretty good though was he was circling away from shots. Like he would get hit once or twice and then he would circle. Instead of going back in a straight line, he would circle off to his left or right, and Buckley will find it difficult to follow him. That was pretty good. But other than that, he was looking pretty slow on the feet. He was landing a few good kicks, but his punches and his defense wasn't there. I was a bit nervous, man, the whole fight, especially the 5th round. But even from round 1 to 4, at the beginning, before Usman secured his takedown, I was nervous. I felt like Usman was going to get KO'd. But yeah, Usman overall, very good performance, very good pressure on the ground, and ended 4 out of 5 rounds on top. And yeah, done what he had to do. Came in with the game plan that I expected him to. And I can't believe that Buckley was not ready for that. That is just poor preparation. Another low IQ fighter on the roster. I don't know what these lot are doing, but fighters like Buckley, Sean O'Malley, these lot either got to change camps or they just got to improve, man. Because this ain't, like, you're not going to get far. In today's day and age, that level of competition that there is, you ain't going to get far. Now, what's next for Usman? I hope he fights Bellato next. That will be an interesting fight. We know they have that rivalry going on. Bellato tweeted a few times last night saying he's ready for Usman, so hopefully that goes ahead. I wish Usman called him out though after the end of the fight. I don't know if that's the fight he's going for. I'm guessing he's hoping he gets a title shot somehow. The winner of Bellato and Usman will hopefully fight for the title, which is going to be either Islam or JDM. And I see Islam winning, but you never know. But if Islam wins, imagine Bilal beats Usman, and then now we have that awkward situation of Bilal not wanting to fight Islam, and Islam not wanting to fight Bilal, and it just causes a whole nother problem in the welterweight division. Hopefully Usman wins. I mean, I don't mind Bilal winning, but if Usman wins, then we get pretty good title fight if Islam wins. So it could be Islam versus Usman in a title fight sometime next year maybe. Sean Brady will probably fight Ian Gary, and them two will probably fight next. What will probably be next in line for the title shot. Shavkat, I think he's out for a little while, so it's not him. But yeah, the welterweight division looks like it's in good hands. So yeah, let's see what happens. Unless Islam decides to retire, then I mean, it causes a whole new set of problems. What was up with that? Why was Usman trying to hump bloody Buckley? I saw they were on good terms. I don't remember any trash talking, and this guy falls over after trying to do that. Just lost a whole load of aura. Another fight that stood out yesterday was Wellmaker versus Moutinho. A wicked knockout. This guy's the real deal. Can't wait to see his next fight. But I hope he goes up against a wrestler, because I actually want to see what he's like. Because when some of these guys, they get fraud checked, and he's already 31. I don't think it's too old, to be honest. Like, it's not too old nowadays. Like, and he's only starting off, so he's probably saved himself from a load of CTE. So he's probably quite fresh still. And he's got that construction strength, you know what I mean? Because he's like a construction worker or something, and he used to do this part-time, and now he's in the UFC. He won a 50-bag bonus last time. I'm not sure if he won it this time as well, but he won it last time, and then he quit his job. So he's focusing full time on his MMA career now. Pretty sure he's good for another few more years anyway. I don't know if we'll see him in a title shot anytime soon, but yeah, I want to see him against a decent grappler. And I saw this video yesterday of the way he knocked him out, him practicing it beforehand. It was sick. You see the way he lifts up his leg, just fakes it, and then, well, he came in with the right hook. I can't show you the actual video. He came with the right hook instead, but he faked it and just came in with a right hook and just knocked Moutinho out clean. He should hopefully get the 50-bag bonus. I need to double check. And then we had Paul Craig versus Bellato and the upkick controversy. Yeah, so this is after he gets upkicked. I think Bellato was on his knees, got kicked, and as he's falling, he's there looking at the ref with his arms up in the air, thinking, what the hell, ain't he gonna do nothing? And then next thing you know is that he's out cold on the ground. Now, a lot of people are saying that it's fake, and he just completely faked it to get a win. It could be fake, or it also could be real, but I just highly doubt that someone gets knocked out like that. And the way he reacted just seems so fake. And then you see him just out cold, and he just wakes up like the Undertaker, and then he crawls over to the fence, and then he's just acting like his just brain is all scrambled or something. Because if he was to get knocked out clean, like if he was to get knocked out like that, how would you have time to look at the ref and protest like this? He's clearly got his senses here, and then 1 second later he's knocked out cold. Oh man. But yeah, he was hoping, I'm guessing if he was faking it, he was hoping he would get a DQ win, because Paul Craig is a tough opponent. But yeah, it turned out to be a no contest, so there was no winners from this one. If he was faking it, then boy. And I've always said that up kicks to grounded opponents should be legal, and not just up kicks. I think any kicks on grounded opponents should be legal, because a lot of the time you see people, they'll just drop to a knee like as a defensive position. Like in a real fight, bruv, you'll get your head kicked in. And then other than that, that's all the fights for yesterday done. I want to talk a little bit about the Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira fight that's coming up at the end of this month. Other than the fact that Topuria is going to absolutely KO Charles Oliveira, a lot of people have been doubting this, if Topuria is ready, because he looks pretty smooth. There was a picture that came out of him standing next to Raul Rosas Jr., and he just looks tiny compared to him, as obviously Raul's a bantamweight. So obviously here we've got Raul Rosas is a bantamweight, and then Ilia Topuria is a lightweight. I think this picture is pretty recent, so that's why a lot of people are concerned. But you know what is, Raul is young, man. He's like 20 or 21, so he's probably cutting down from like 180 pounds or whatever it is, man. He's probably able to do that now at this age. That's probably why he looks so big, because he looks like a big bantamweight anyway. And then when he's standing next to Charles Oliveira, Charles Oliveira looks absolutely massive compared to him, and that's why a lot of people are worried. But I feel like there's gonna be a big height advantage for Charles Oliveira, but I feel like Topuria is pretty filled out. He looks lean. He's not going to look small in there. He's going to look pretty short, but I don't think he'll look small. So I'm not too worried. I still think Topuria is going to KO him. Hopefully, if Charles Oliveira wins, I'll be so happy. I want these legends to just keep on winning, man. Usman won yesterday. Volkanovski won the title back. And if Charles Oliveira could beat Topuria, then 3 out of 3 for the legends this year. Yeah, let's see, man. Let's see what happens. I'm going to make another video on that soon. That'll be out probably sometime later this week. But yeah, that's it.